The next person up is somebody that when I saw her bio and I heard about her, I immediately, my wife's out of town, but I mean this in all honesty, love it. My son's engaged in this particular activity she does. How many of you remember the movie Kansas City Bomber? Who was the actress in it? Okay, how about the movie Whip It? And it's not a dog. Okay? Anyway, our next presenter is Betsy Decker. She grew up in upstate New York, which explains a lot of what she does today, and attended undergrad in chiropractic college. This is how she generates a lot of business. In the beautiful Finger Lakes region of New York State, she followed her parents out to Colorado. I have nightmares of my daughter doing that. Just kidding. She followed her parents out to Colorado as soon as she graduated and joined South Boulder Chiropractic, where she has been practicing for 12 years. She specializes in prenatal, postpartum, and pediatric chiropractic care. Betsy's alter ego, which is the one we'll all be enjoying this evening, is roller derby queen Double Decker. Decker has been in roller derby bouts for about a year and a half with the Boulder County Bombers. How many of you have been out to see the roller derby? Is that not the greatest sport again? Oh, I love violence. Now, anyway. I play tennis with a bunch of old men. You know, and when we're done, we shake hands, have a beer, and say, God, that was fun. But roller derby, nothing like laying somebody out. Oh, jeez. Anyway, she has played both the jammer, which she will explain, and blocker positions. She likes to say to her opponents, you thought you just got hit by a bus, but it was a double decker. Folks, the title is Roller Derby Queen, Betsy Decker.
Have you ever done something completely out of your comfort zone? Something something that is not typically socially acceptable, or maybe something that mom just wouldn't approve of, or maybe something your significant other just thinks you're not quite tough enough for, something that pushes you to the extreme physically and mentally. You see, I'm a chiropractor. I've been a chiropractor for over 12 years. I'm a professional. Aren't I supposed to play golf or tennis? Not roller derby. There's my dad in there. You'll see him later. But there was just something about roller derby that drew me in. It was the physicality, the strategy of playing offense and defense at the same time, the fierceness of the competition, the fun alter ego names, and truly pushing myself out of my comfort zone. This is what most people think of roller derby. Roller derby started as far back as the 1940s, but became more popular when it started to be shown on TV in the 70s and 80s. It was on a banked track and was staged. There was kicking and punching. This is not today's roller derby. Here's the face of today's roller derby. A doctor, a realtor, a doula, moms, a police officer. They each have their own story of getting out of their comfort zone to play roller derby. They each have their own motivation to commit to multiple practices per week and volunteer on committees. Roller derby made a comeback in the early 2000s and has become a sport that is female-focused, full contact, and inclusive of all sizes and shapes. And it is so much fun for spectators. Roller derby is now on a flat track, not the banked track of the 70s and 80s. And since teams can now compete in so many locations, it is spreading across the country. There are over 1,000 leagues in every state of the country and also across the world, including Boulder County. Yay! So, how is this sport played anyway? There's no ball, there's no goals to score. This is a diagram of a track. There are 4 blockers and 1 jammer on each team. The jammer has a star on their helmet, and they start behind one line and the blockers in front of them. The whistle blows, and the jam starts. The jammers are trying to get through the blockers, and the blockers are trying to not let the opposing jammer through. This is one of our jammers, Feisty One. She's taking off from the start and breaking through a wall of blockers. She's in the gold helmet there. Once the jammer gets through, she must then skate all the way around the track. The first jammer to make it through is called the lead jammer and can stop the jam early if she wants to. For every blocker she passes, she gets a point. The lead jammer calls the jam off, and then everything resets for a new jam. There are 2 30-minute periods, and we have 6 to 7 referees on skates calling penalties, and many non-skating officials keeping track of things like penalties, time, and score. There are lots of rules to follow, including not throwing elbows or punches. Roller derby is one of the only full contact sports for women, but we are well protected by learning the correct way to fall with lots of protective gear like helmets, knee pads, wrist and elbow pads, and a mouth guard. Oh, and don't forget those skates. Oh, and what about the names? Each player gets to choose their derby alter ego name. For example, on our team, we have Bevolution, who founded the league. She's pictured here on the left. We also have Kid Vicious, Catastrophe, Give 'em L, Hershey Bad, Dinah Fire, Misfortune Cookie, Allude, Misty Molish, and Jen Italia. I think that because of the physical demands of this sport, playing roller derby becomes incredibly empowering. You learn to trust your body and trust your teammates, building strong bonds and close friendships. Roller derby also improves self-confidence and body image. You learn to trust your own skills and each other's skills and physical assets. There is a place for everyone on a team. The Boulder County Bombers started in 2011, turning inexperienced skaters into roller derby all-stars. We even won our first tournament we ever competed in. This year, we are playing even more challenging teams and traveling outside of Colorado to compete. We have new recruit nights regularly and are always looking for what we call newbies. We teach new recruits how to skate and progress them to derby skills and then playing the game. If you don't want to skate with us, we are always looking for volunteers to help at bouts. So there's lots of ways to get involved. We also feel it is important to give back to the community. We are committed to the anti-bullying message and donate a portion of our ticket sales to anti-bullying organizations. Looks like we have some bullies there, but it's not true. We regularly have bouts at the Boulder County Fairgrounds in front of crowds of 800 or 900 spectators. Our most recent one was just last weekend, and we won 457 to 78. It was a bit of a blowout. Our next home bout is July 6th. But you can come cheer us on at the First Bank Center on April 27th and 28th as we compete in the Colorado Cup against other local teams. You can see our schedule on our website or like us on Facebook. We urge you to come out and support local roller derby. It is such a fun night for the whole family. So when you think of something that seems maybe out of character or out of your comfort zone, take a leap. Go for it. You never know. You might just discover a whole new side to yourself.
There'll be a sign up for those of you that want to sign up at the table. They are really fun to watch. If you've ever seen them, they really go all out. And it's absolutely amazing. And it is funny because when they take a break, they actually mingle with the crowd. So you get to talk to them and see them, and it's a great sport. Really fun to see. All right, now moving on